right, so Justin, advice. If you could give the listener some advice on action items that they can be working on right now that would be helpful for them regardless if we go through a downturn or an upturn. And what I mean by that is, you kind of said earlier, and I agree with you 100%, that you have to be prepared before it happens. Once it happens, it's too late. But for those that didn't prepare, I still think that it's better to do something than nothing. What would you advise right now for people to be implementing, taking action steps today to come out of this, more and a more positive outcome?
If you're a seller, and let's say you're thinking about, I've got a client right now that, hey, we're selling, we were going to wait till school's out till our high school kid graduates. Well, that's out the door, right?
Yeah.
Now is probably as good a time as June.
Okay.
Let's sell now. Here's some advice for interviewing an agent, and here's a couple of questions you can ask them. And I think they're relative or relevant to what's happening now. So number one, how can you ensure the sale of my home in an uncertain market?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Ask the question, see what their responses are. Number two, what are you doing to adapt to the changes that are happening in the next coming weeks? Because there are going to be changes.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what they are.
Right.
But if you haven't adapted over the last 6 weeks, do you think they're going to adapt over the next 3 weeks?
Right, absolutely.
Right? We've adapted a virtual home buyer program, a virtual seller program, right?
Yep.
We've 3D Matterport scans and virtual walkthroughs through YouTube, and we can do Zoom calls and things that can help eliminate some concerns.
Yep.
Things like that, right?
Yep.
Number three, what is your process and how does it set you apart from your competition? There's an interesting study that a lot of people, newer agents, they're worried because they don't have the experience. Well, stats show us the two most important things to a seller is that they're trustworthy and they're honest.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you demonstrate that, right?
Right.
I use this example for my sellers. I'm like, think of me as the airline pilot. Does the airline pilot come back and check on you and give you a blanket?
Right.
And do they serve you your soft drink or your adult beverage?
Right.
No, they're driving the plane,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They'll communicate with you, but not every communication is going to come through the pilot, right?
Right.
They've got some staff.
Right.
They're going to tuck them in, make sure they're comfortable, make sure they're not lining up for the restroom.
Right.
So I'm the guy that's flying the plane, making sure we land on time, and I give you the expectations. Hey, we're running a little bit behind. Here's the new time adjustment. Or we've got some turbulence coming up. Brace yourself. We're setting expectations and managing it.
Right. You
need somebody that is willing to do that and be very communicative because there's going to be hiccups in the process.
That's a great analogy, the airplane pilot. Can I use that?
Maybe.
Did you think of it?
I don't know.
I really like that though, because when you're part of a team, sometimes it's the team members, like you said, that are giving the soft drinks and the the blankets, and it's not the pilot, but the pilot's the one who's controlling your destination and your arrival.
Right.
So I really like that.
Yeah, the pilot's not slinging the bags.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He's not directing you in that you land right in the straight line so that they can exit on the ramp.
Exactly.
It takes a whole team environment, and I don't want to do everything myself.
Right.
That's one thing. Another lesson I learned back in the crash. I'm going to leverage other people's talents, and I'm going to leverage my money so that I can get a better yield than just me doing it on my own.
Exactly. Absolutely. Absolutely. That is great advice. All right. So now that these people are taking these particular action items, that seemed to be pretty good for sellers. Any quick advice for buyers?
Buyers, I would work with an agent that really knows how to get your offer approved, right?
Yep.
That can competitively price it, that knows how to do comparables, that can give you advice. And here's another analogy I like, and I'm not a hockey fan by any means, but I guess Wayne Gretzky's generally known as one of the best hockey players ever.
Yeah.
Well, somebody asked him what makes him so great, and he says, I'm not so much concerned where the puck is right now. I'm moving to where the puck's going to be.
Right.
And you need somebody that is willing to be there where the puck's going to be.
Right.
And you don't always know that.
Wonderful, wonderful. Just really quickly, we have about 1 minute left in this show. I'm curious to know if you've had any big wins or just wins in general right now that have been due to the virus.
You know what? I would say, I taught my kids how to ride, both my kids how to ride without training wheels.
Nice.
In the last 2 weeks, that was a phenomenal win for me. Got a little closer to my wife, which I think is awesome. Less social media, TV.
Yeah.
And I would say I have a little bit more renewed vigor. Like, I'm working more than I have. Working late, getting up earlier, just like powering through. And it's just, for whatever reason, this uncertainty has given me more excitement to get things done.
That's great. That's great. And I wanted to ask you that because everything, like you said earlier on the news, is just everything's negative. But there's been a lot of positives that have come through being able to stay home, get closer to your family and stuff like, study, learn. I mean, do things that you've never set aside time to do before, but now you have no choice.
Yeah, the news will find you. You don't have to be peeled to it for 2 hours a day because it's just extremely negative. So my wife will tell me the news.
Wonderful, wonderful. Justin, how can someone get in touch with you if they'd like to?
Yeah, I'm Keller Williams, Salt Lake. My number is 801-842-3737.
Perfect.
Justin Bouchard.
Thank you, Justin, for joining me.
Thank you, Yoshi.
Yes. And for any of you who missed any part of the show, you can tune in earlier. We have our website at www.utahhomesweethome, where you can go to social media links and view all of these shows. We have them filmed and placed on our channel just for you. I hope you guys all enjoy the rest of the day.